The Wisdom of Socrates, Plato and Aristotle, and the Eternal Present. How are ideas passed on, and how do they change? The ideas of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle are connected, yet they unfold in different ways. Aristotle was a student of Plato, and Plato was a student of Socrates. In this way, philosophy grew deeper over time. But their relationship was not a simple inheritance. Learning often develops by building on a teacher's ideas. However, these three were different. Instead of repeating what they learned, they each thought in their own way. Why was that? Socrates was a great speaker. Plato was an outstanding writer, and Aristotle was curious about everything, from philosophy to science. They all started from the same point, but the way they developed their thinking was different. Let us begin with Socrates. He asked questions constantly, and he guided thinking through questions rather than answers. He did not stop at asking questions, and he even questioned his own thoughts. He also said that a life without thinking has no value. But there is one curious thing. Socrates did not leave any writings. Why was that? He valued conversation more. If writing is not understood, it cannot explain anything. In conversation, we can see each other's responses and share our thoughts more clearly. So he tried to find wisdom through questions shared between people. Then how do we know about Socrates? It is because of his student, Plato. Plato recorded conversations between his teacher and others, and the Socrates we know lives in a work called The Dialogues of Plato. These writings are about philosophy, but they read like stories. Perhaps Plato was someone who turned ideas into stories. But were his ideas the same as those of Socrates? They were a little different. While Socrates focused on questions about reality and human life, Plato thought about unseen essence. He called this the idea. Let us imagine a perfect circle. If we enlarge a circle drawn on paper, the line becomes uneven. A circle on a computer is also just a collection of points. Then, does a perfect circle really exist? It does not exist in this world. But Plato said that there is a perfect idea of a circle that we can draw only in our minds. All the circles we see are recognized as circles because they resemble that perfection. That was his idea. Then what about Aristotle? He chose a different path. Aristotle tried to observe the world as it is, and many fields such as logic, ethics, biology, and astronomy began with his work. His thinking was also different from his teachers. Plato saw art as an imitation of reality and kept his distance from it, but Aristotle saw imitation as a natural part of being human. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle started from the same learning, but their conclusions were completely different. Now let us think again. Why are the names of these three still remembered today? They did not leave us the same answers. Instead, they left us different questions. How should we live? What is truly real? What should we pursue? Even after thousands of years, these questions are still meaningful. So philosophy is not a story of the past. Even now, in this moment, it is asking us again. What do we think about as we live each day?